For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Implants. Neurological implants, chips that would be implanted in the brain.
He's the guy that wants to put a chip in your brain so you can interface with computers. Okay, Neuralink. That's Mark of the Beast technology, guys.
The other thing they're working on is to link your brain to a computer. In other words, you could think Google and think search and it would do it for you. Is that possible? And again, sounds pretty science fiction. It's happening right now. There's a man named Matt Nagel, 3 years ago, a paralyzed man. He rolled into a lab in Providence, Rhode Island, got a brain implant. He can now move a robotic arm. He can now control a computer just by thinking.
Yeah, it's a little implant that you put in your brain. Yeah. Implant in your brain that will let you control your mobile devices and computers and all these digital things in the future.
If a chip is implanted in the human brain used to control people sounds like a scene straight out of science fiction, that's because it is.
The stories we've been hearing, they are truly inspirational. It's completely safe.
Sure it is.
But a group of scientists is warning that scenario isn't far from becoming a reality.
This is a way to completely control absolutely every human being on Earth. And it is coming.
You will be changed. It's just a matter of time.
You all will have implants.
Talking about implants, like I have the implant in my hand.
It puts you in your brain.
This is the mark of the beast.
We would like to think of ourselves as being able to sort of increasingly adopt a lifestyle where we are continually hooked up to a computer or a machine that helps enhance our capabilities, particularly our intellectual capabilities. So we think about being wired into the internet, getting our brains to upload information. But this represents actually the technology problem. Which is we have to solve the wiring problem. And so there are people, like Elon Musk, who are trying to work on closed loop systems where the read of the brain and the input into the brain all happens within the brain in an implant that then is actually a very small implant that's put just underneath the skull. So it doesn't require huge surgery. So that's the other thing, of course, about brain implants is that they require major surgery. So that's really where most of the work, the technology enhancing work is happening at the moment.
Elon Musk, and you've already covered this on your other channel, announced that they were the first human with a Neuralink implant. So for people who have not been paying attention to that, the thing on the right is, size of what? So $1, but, thicker. And then you got these optical fibers. So those would be you'll remove a section of the skull and then, or like open it up and then put this device into contact with the brain. And they see the brain, human brain, the skull on the left, made the skull transparent, and then is looking at a cursor. So basically they have it connected so that the readings from the brain connections as a brain computer interface. So it's connected, the device is connected to computer, so that the person can then, if they're paralyzed, can type on messages, can move a cursor and do other things. But they would have to train to do it. Go ahead.
So my understanding, I don't know if you're going to have more pictures, but
yes, I have a few more pictures. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead then.
So this is showing the person's transparent brain, and then you see the kind of like a bit of an iPhone, and then connecting the words. So basically they've connected. I should try and get a better picture of what that is one thing there. And then you have a surgical robot, which does the delicate putting in the 200 little fibers that go in, because that black connection is just to hold all these little threads, optical threads, but then they need to be connected, fed into the brain to connect to what needs to be connected.
And this takes place, if I understand it right, this surgical robot puts these threads in really pretty fast, and it doesn't take a lot of time.
Right.
And it puts them in basically one at a time. And each one of those threads is going to a different part of the brain based on what they've pre-assumed or recognized as, if we put these threads in these various parts of the brain, we'll be able to connect neurologically to the function that we're shooting for. So they might be shooting for a function that has to do with a person who's paralyzed. They might be shooting for a function that has to do with somebody who has lost their sight and this loss of sight can't be solved any other way.
Just think of sensors planted into our brains. The opportunities are immense. And we have to prepare ourselves already now.